Social distancing.
Yeah, 3 feet, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the minimum.
Yeah, I think that, because aren't they saying 6 feet is ideal in terms of in the air or whatnot?
But I think if you sneeze, it's like 9 feet. Although if our executive producer sneezes, it's more like 30 feet.
And then she falls down.
Okay, so we're not trying to make light, obviously, of what is a very serious situation.
Set an example.
But set an example by keeping some distance. But we do have a little good news we'd love to share with you. And that is our multimedia producer, Paul.
Not keeping any distance there.
Got married over the weekend. He is not here today. Congratulations, Paul and Ashley.
Yeah, congratulations, you guys. It's interesting because they were saying, the meme that's kind of been a joke going around is talking about how people are going to, hold up, there's going to be a huge baby boom later on. And they're saying they're going to be called coronials.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I had not heard that. That's
I know.
funny.
I saw it. I did not make that up, but I thought it was really funny. It was kind of on a little, like the funny memes. And I do think people are looking for some good humor, in good taste, because this is a tough and trying time on everyone.
Well, we saw on the Today Show that personal trainer at the apartment building was on the rooftop, so adorable, doing an exercise class with calisthenics. Where people on different balconies and floors throughout the building were all doing it at the same time because they were saying, maybe you can't go to the gym or your yoga studio or whatever it is because of the coronavirus, but you can still exercise, especially if you can get outside.
Well, I had reposted the video from Sicily of all the musicians, the singers on their balconies singing and performing together. I just think, and this is something I think we all talk about in times that are difficult, is the how neat it is that community comes together and the ways that they do it and the ways that people come together to help each other or make life better. And that's what I think we're going to see more of, how that's going to be happening. And I think it's heartwarming to see some of those things.
And it's just that point that at the worst of times is sometimes where it brings out the best in people. And so I love that. So I think the big question for everybody is safety, of course, and surviving this and making sure that we're all protecting each other. But I think for parents who have kids who are home from school right now, it's a big question of what are we going to do for a month when kids are home, because it's not like they can go and necessarily hang out with all their friends or get a job or be in places where I think about my youngest now can't do behind the wheel driving. I mean, there's so many things that kids can't do, and it's keeping them occupied. And kids who are really small and working parents, what do you do about that?
Well, it's interesting. I have a friend who she's a part-time aide at a school too, and so she's like, I don't get paid when I'm out of work. And she's out of work as well. And so you think about, the teachers, the aides, the volunteers, everybody who's affected, as well as the parents being home. And she was like, I need a job. Do you guys have anything at the station? I was like, no, but maybe you want to be a babysitter. Because that's probably one of the only jobs hiring right now, is people need help with their kids at home. So I thought, if you're healthy, you could obviously offer your services that way.
Yeah, and if someone's open to doing what they need to do to protect themselves. So there was a lot of people, I guess, know what COVID-19 stands for. I didn't, and I think we just keep throwing around that acronym, and I just thought it might be worthwhile to explain what it means for those of you who haven't heard yet. So the name designation refers to the COVI for the acronym of coronavirus. The D is for the word disease, and then the 19 there is for the year of the outbreak. So the name of the virus is actually SARS-CoV-2. The coronavirus is actually not one type of virus, they say, too. It is a large family of viruses that includes SARS and other respiratory illnesses. So maybe some people know that, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
I think so, too, because I think there's so much confusion. Is it a flu? Is it a cold? What is it? It's a SARS.
Yeah, and I guess the term corona is from a Latin root meaning crown or ring of light, which refers to the shape of the virus under a microscope. So that's the last part of that.
And now we know where the name for the beer comes from too. Corona.
I
did see, and it looked like it had been there forever. It did not look like it was recent. I should have prepped this picture. We don't have Paul here today, so I didn't want to put any undue stress. But as I was picking up some food to take out last night, there was a steps going up to a house near Brady Street that had Corona Street, and I was like, I'm so surprised nobody's written anything after it again, and it looked like it had been there for a while because it was a little rusty. It was not new, but
nobody's vandalized it yet.
No, nobody's vandalized, yet to come. But that was kind of, if you take a little walk away from people, maybe you look for that. We'll have to start like a little hunt a little, what are they called? You know, where you go out and you have to find things.
Yeah.
What is it?
Scavenger
hunt. Yeah.
Yes.
Scavenger hunt.
So today, this is funny. We talk a lot about National Designation Days, and today is Everything You Do Is Right Day, which I thought was so awesome. I wonder if there's also an Everything You Do Is Wrong Day. I'm not sure. But this is a day to avoid second guessing yourself, apparently. As long as your decisions are well thought through, you're supposed to just carry them out and let them go. So it's Everything You Do Is Right Day.
See, this is good for people who are indecisive. Like I'm the most indecisive person. I think a lot of people are. And then they always tell you, well, don't fear making a decision. You can just make a new decision if you don't like the outcome.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but nobody wants to have to do that. So
exactly.
That's why you're like, you get a little analysis paralysis, as they say, where you overthink things to the point that you can't make a decision. So today you don't have to be afraid of that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
See? So one of our guests, Beth Ridley, gave me this deck of cards, and it's like a how are you doing? You pull a card. So it made me think of, made me think of a sound off question for today. So that's why we're posting this one. We're asking you, what would you like to be really good at doing? One of the other ways that they phrased it was, what would you like to be an expert at?
Oh, yeah. Do you know yours?
So, no, I had a really hard time thinking about it. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, good. We're going to keep people in suspense and share it later. So what would you like to be really good at doing? Go to our Facebook page, Sound Off. Something other than the virus that we're talking about today with the Sound Off. So let us know what you think about that.